Hello everybody, welcome to part 4 of this 1,000 penny hunt. 1,000 pennies in there, or there was when we started. There's still a lot left. So let's get the camera, put it just there, grab a handful, let's get on with it, and I'll let you know what's happening during the video. Right, let's get some searching going on straight away. Okay, first coin in this handful, it is a 1912. They could have a mint mark, but not that one, sadly. Usually easy find 1912 with the H mint marks. I haven't found one yet. There's a 1910, so that'll be the last year of King Edward VII. He died in 1910. Queen Victoria's son. There's 1905. It's not a bad condition. 1905. Another Edward VII. Not too bad. All right, there's an Elizabeth. 1964. There's a 1912, and that looks like it has got a mint mark. There we go. You can just see that on the left there. H4 Heaton. There we go, a bit clearer there. H4 Heaton. The Heaton works, Ralph Heaton and Son works in Birmingham, made that. 1912. 1964. Another Edward VII. This time we've got a 1906. Edward VII. There's an old one, Victoria, 1892. I think we've got an 1892 on the board down there yet. Have a look at the end of this handful. There's a 1921, so that will be George V. Another George V. There's another 1912, and I can see straight away it's got another H mint mark on there. I'll sort out the best one. I think we need two, one for my albums and one for the board. There's a shiny one. Is that going to be a 66? It surely is. 1966. George VI, 1938. What's this? Oh, 1881, and that's got an H mint mark on it. So that might have been under the ground for a little while. That could have been a metal detector find in the past or something like that. I'll look at that in a minute. Right, 1912, again, no mint mark on that one. There's a Victoria, Valehead, 1899. I know we've got that one. 1907, so that's another Edward VII. George V. Oh, 1911. Now, for the 1911, you're looking for the hollow neck at the back of the King's head. And that is just a plain one. But another way of telling is, look at the word Brit, and if the eye of Brit lines up directly with one of the teeth around the edge, let me see if I can get a bit closer than that. There, I think you can see there, the eye of Brit is not lining up with one of the teeth or one of the beads. It's right through the middle, so that is a common one. The rare one is called a Gobi X, and £40 or £50 you probably get for one of those now. Shall I show you one? Yeah, go on then. There we go, this one is the Gobi X, and you can clearly see the hollow at the back of the King's neck there. And if we look at the eye of the word Brit, and if I can freeze the image, there we go, you can see it's pointing directly at the bead, or one of the teeth around the edge. And yeah, I think around about £40, £50, even more. I think I've got two of these I found now. Actually, this one was sent to me by Pre-Decimal Dan, Mr. Dan Parker. Thank you very much for that, Dan. And the other one, I must have passed it in a hunt, because when I searched through my 1911s, not 2011s, when I searched for my 1911s later, I found one in there. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. The Hollow Neck 1911. Right, that's a 1911 I've just found. That is just a common one. Now, 1903. That's not bad condition for 1903. A little bit of dirt on the King's ear there. Not too bad. There is a rare version of the 1903, which is called the Open 3. This one's a closed 3. So that is a common one, but in good condition. There's a 1920. And the last one, this handful, Queen Victoria, Valehead, 1900. If you watch the other videos in this series, you'll know I'm filling up my Whitman albums first, so let's see what we've got. Okay, in 1903, 21.4 million of those. Not a bad condition, that one. I can go in there. Now, I do have a 1905 Edward VII, but this 1905's got quite a nice obverse, so I'm going to put that in the obverse space up the top there. There's the 1911, 23 million of those. I thought I needed a 1912H, but I didn't. I must have found one in the last video. The 1881 with the H mint mark. It's a little bit rough, but I'll put it in there for now. And for the giveaway board, I've got a 1912 with the H mint mark. I've got the 1906 and this 1892. Okay, if you don't know what to do, comment on all these videos. When I'm finished looking through this 1000 pennies, I will pick a video at random, then I'll pick a comment at random from that video, and the person who made that comment will get everything I put down on this board. And that includes everything I find down here, in this column here, which is all foreign coins, territory coins, Commonwealth coins, and anything we find along the way. Let's grab some more. Okay, there's an old Victoria, very worn. 1861, we haven't got an 1861 yet. There's so many varieties of an 1861, but in that condition, could be anything. Oh, there's a foreign one. 1854, Napoleon III. So that's French 10 centimes. That's not too bad. 1854 though, predates all these bronze pennies. They started in 1860. That's one for the giveaway though. There's a 1966. There's Edward VII, 1909. Looking for the little dot after the N. And there's something there, but that's just a bit of damage, not in the right place. That's a common one. 1899 Victoria. There's 1962, 1945, looking for the double stamp on the 9, could be, I'll clean that up later and have a look. Put that to one side for now. 1897, so we're looking for a dot between the O and the N. There's a bit of damage between the N and the E. Oops, I was zooming the right way. No dot between the O and the N, and that's a low tide, so that's a common one. There's 1900 Victoria. Might be an upgrade, that one. I'll have a look. 1963. Ooh, South Africa? Yeah, South Africa. 1 penny. South Africa. That's the... hang on, I'll remember in a minute. The Dromedaeus, that ship. The Dromedaeus. And that's King George VI. Rex Imperator. It's nice. I found a South African in our last 2 hunts. 62. 1921. And there's a Jersey. 1/12 of a shilling. 1660 to 1960. That commemorates 300 years since the accession of King Charles II. There's a 1961. I think we're still looking for a 61. Victoria, 1895. Looking for a large gap between... what the hell is that? What on earth is that? Well, it's a small gap between the trident and the P, but what on earth is that? Someone's drilled a hole in it. Nothing on the other side. Right, that needs to go under the microscope. There we are. Looks like a mini bird's nest or something. Is it a bit of fungus? I can't say I've ever seen anything like that before. And there's a rim round the hole. It's not just like someone's drilled a hole. Can you see that? There's a rim round there. How bizarre. I'm tempted to get a cocktail stick and clean that out, but I don't think I will. I think I'll leave it like that. Anybody got any ideas what that could be? It's the rim around the hole that I can't understand. If you just drilled a hole, it wouldn't come out like that, would it? Any ideas on that one? Yeah, there's nothing come through the other side, like I said. And if you're going to drill a hole to hang it, well, you wouldn't drill it there, would you? You drill it above Britannia's head. Right, that's one I'm going to keep. Do a little bit more research on that. Put that out of the way as well. Right, 1907. King George Edward the 7th. I'm in a fluster now. There's another 1945. Again, I can't see if it's double stamped on that 9 until I clean it up. There's a halfpenny. 1923. That's not bad. Of course, that all goes down on the giveaway board because I don't keep them. It's 23, isn't it? Not 28. 1923, yeah. And I've got a 10 centimes. Another old one. 1888. A bit rough that one, but it's another date we haven't got. Another French one. 1931. I think we're looking for a 31. And there's a Victoria. Is that 1861? 1861. A little bit of corrosion around the date there, though. But that could have been a metal detecting find in the past. Or someone's found that. Odd kind of wear on it. 1861 anyway. On for the book, 1931, 19.8 million of that. Now in the book it shows two different sorts of 1861, the plain and the LCY and on obverse, that's the artist, but unless your coin's in almost uncirculated condition, you're not going to be able to read that. LCY would appear down the bottom here, but we're going to just assume that is a plain one. I'm going to put that in there. And there's another one which I'll put on the board. And a few more for the giveaway board. 1961. We've got a 1909 there. And this other 1861. Not as good as the other one, I'm afraid. But so there we go. And quite a few foreign ones. There's more French ones there. 10 centimes. And another one. 10 centimes. Got the South African one. I'm going to have to make a new column. And the Jersey one. A couple more jerseys there. I'll add that to that. And the 1923 halfpenny, which I'll put down there. If anybody wants to help me out, I've added Buy Me a Beer to my main banner. Just there. Click on that. Or in the description below. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. And of course you get a shout out in the next video as well. Let's get some more. Oh, that's a big handful. That's far too many. Right, here we go. There's a Victoria. And that is... it's another 1861. It might be a little bit better than one on the board. I'll check that. 1920. I always check for the rare 1920 where the colon between the A and the B is not as small as that. There's a gap either side, but that's the common one with no gap either side. Virtually no gap anyway. Okay, George the 5th, 1931. Again, I think we need that for the giveaway board. There's 1936. 1917, and you can see the ghosting where the king's head is showing on the other side. There it is. Very common around that time though, ghosting. There's Victoria, 1897. Have we got a dot this time? No, certainly not. Oh, there's an Irish one. 1935. A hen and chicks. Lovely. That's quite an old one actually. Don't usually find them that old. 1896. Again, looking for a decent condition. 1896. They all seem very worn. 1963. There's another 1899. There's a George V, 1927. I think that's just damage marks on there. Yep. Right, there's a George V, 1911. And you see no hollow at the back of the neck. So that is just a common 1911. There's a shiny one, and that looks like Jersey. Yep, that's not bad condition either. We have got a good condition one of those already, but it might even be better. 1066 to 1966, 900 years since the Battle of Hastings. And there's another Victoria. What's that, 61 again? Oh no, 64. 1864, so that's another new one. Not too bad for an 1864. There's another George V. 1912, and that's another H mint mark. Maybe in a slightly better condition. I'll check that as well. Another George V. There's another H mint mark, and this time in 1919. Yes, it's another one. Not a bad condition. 1919 H mint mark. £2 or £3 for something like that in that condition. But I haven't got it yet in this hunt. There's a 1962. If you can hear a humming outside, I think everybody in the street is mowing their lawn at the same time out there. There's George V. Another 1912 H mint mark. Not quite as good as the last one I found, I don't think. But we'll have a look at that. Right, there's a shiny one, and it's a 65, not a 66, 65. But I do have a nice one on the board. But again, I'll check for upgrades. And there's another halfpenny, another George V, this time 1927. Edward VII, 1910. There's another Elizabeth, 1961. 1948, George VI. 1863. Not the best condition, but we haven't got a 63 yet. You sometimes find them with die marks between the 8 and the 6, or underneath the 8 and the 6. I say sometimes, extremely rarely. If you find one, I've made a video actually on the 1863 penny. Have you got a rare 1863 penny? The link will be below. No die mark on that one, but it is a new one, 63. Right, this one is a 97. Is there going to be a dot between the O and the N? No. And it is, as you can see there, the common low tide. Low tide is common on the 1897. Right, and oh, a KN. We've got a KN. 1918 KN. Clear I can get that. There we go. 1918 KN. For Kings Norton. Always nice to find a KN. And this one looks like it's got what is called the crow's foot error. Just there, look. Looks like a little crow's foot. So I think about £10 to £12 for that. If I was to sell that one. Nice. And the last one in this handful is a 1916. And it looks like that's a recessed ear as well. See how the ear has been recessed into the coin. It's hard to see it in 2 dimensions, but there's like a little dip there. I've tried to stop the ghosting on the other side. And with all the recessed ear 1916 pennies, there's a broken tooth. Follow that colon up after the word Brit, and you'll see one of the beads, one of the teeth is broken in half. Clearly see it there. Okay then, the 1919 with the H mint mark. I did find one in another video. It was a bit dirty. I don't know if you saw that video. This one is a little bit better, so I'll replace that. The 1918 KN can go down there. Now that is a mintage figure. That's for both the H and the KN, but I have got a mintage figure for the KN. If I remember, I'll put it there now. The 1896, 24.1 million of those. There's the 1863, 28 million of those, and the 1864, that's not a bad find, 3.4 million. That one in there. And there's quite a few for the board, so we've got that 1865, that is definitely a bit of an upgrade. What we've got here, 1931. That fills another bingo line for Smithy. There's quite a few there now. 1916 with the recessed ear, so I'll put that down with the other 1916. So that's there. That's part of the giveaway. What else we got? A 1912 with the H mint marks, definitely an upgrade. So I'll get rid of that one and put that one there. 1911, another bingo line. What we got here? 1897. And that's an old one. What's that? 1861. Slightly better than the 1861 on the board. Not much, but a little bit. And now we've got the Irish 1935. Go the other Irish ones. And we've got that lovely condition jersey 1966. And a halfpenny. That can go down there. And the 1919 with the H mint mark. Bit dirty on that side, but I've taken it out of the album. I'll put it down there and let's hope we can find an upgrade. Right, I'm sure you noticed there's a 1901. I have come across a couple of 1901s, but they're so dreadful. They're so bad. I'm not going to put it down there. I'm sure we'll find a better one. If we don't, I'll put a better one of my own down there. Okay. Now, I don't have an upload schedule. I always upload these videos on the day I make them. Today is a Saturday, the 29th of April. So please click the like button. Please subscribe and click the bell, and then you'll be informed when I upload them. I'm off to study this a bit more, see if I can make any sense of that at all. So that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching, everybody, and I'll see you in the next one.